Hello, hello! Welcome everyone to Estuary. I am Phoenix61. We are rocking the Caprice. This is the new pirate ship. We are playing World of Warships Legends. So we got this from a crate during last month's pirate event. I don't know if it's still possible to buy those or to buy the ship and the pirate commanders, but we got lucky and got the Caprice from a crate. So we're playing as it a little bit, because I think there was a mission to like get 3 wins and you get like a pirate flag, right? So we gotta do that, right? If anything. But pretty cool design, like pretty cool looking ship, but for the most part I think this is just a fairly typical British Tier 7 destroyer, right? So we will head into the zone. I do think you can choose. I think I picked smokescreen and radar, but I think you could pick either reload booster and engine boost if you wanted to go that route. I don't remember, but yeah. But this is what we went with. I do enjoy the smoke screens from the British. So it doesn't last very long. You only get like 30 seconds or so, but you get 6 of them. So a lot of times when you're popping smoke screen, you're kind of you're doing it because you're in a little bit of a troubled situation, right? So it kind of gives you that get out of jail free card, right? Pop the smoke screen, and then it gives you time to be able to kind of get out of said bad situation, right? So I'm going to hold off on popping it here just because I was kind of hoping to bait this destroyer into shooting at us. But he also is going to use his smoke screen too. So then we'll pop ours so that we can no longer be spotted as well. But ideally, like my thought process there is, if you can get that destroyer in this situation, if you can get them to shoot their guns, and then wait till they shoot their guns and then use your smoke, somebody else on your team may keep him spotted after they fired their guns, right? So that initial spotting you did just because you were the closest one to them, but if they fire their guns, they'll have that penalty of being spotted from further out after they shoot their guns. So that's kind of my thought process on like holding off, in those situations. For using the smoke, so of course it is a little bit risky, right? So we did take some damage because of that, and some other ships shot at us, not just him, but we got away. It worked this time, right? There's always a little bit of a risk-reward situation with this game, right? Alright, so we'll send our torpedoes into that smoke screen. He's not in the zone anymore, so he may be long gone at this point, but we don't really kind of have too many other targets to send towards at the moment. And you got to give those torpedo guys something to do. They need something to do. They need to work on reloading the next batch, right? So smoke screen's ready already, so we'll trigger it, see if we can't get some cheap gun shots here. And then if this Atlantico does want to stick his nose out, we're going to use the single tube launcher feature that is in the British destroyers. See if we can't get some torpedoes to hit him in the nose here. So firing our guns here, like fine, like that's what I'm choosing to do, but it also could be, he could be noticing that and then backing up now because, because he knows we're here. So yeah, we're gonna miss him with those torpedoes. So either planned ahead or he got lucky, right? Just keeping an eye on the direction that this cruiser's going. It is also kind of nice to use the when you do have torpedoes, when you're playing with a boat that has torpedoes, it's good information gatherer, right? So you can just use that, lock onto a ship, and kind of see what their get a good idea of what their speed and direction are, right? So we do that quite a bit. Gonna switch to AP since he's gonna be broadside to us. I did do another game and video with this ship where AP actually worked pretty good against cruisers, especially broadside cruisers, right? But he turned away, so we'll switch back to HE, see if we can't fire spam him or something. This does have an awkward layout for torpedoes. There is one central launcher that can fire on both sides, and then the other 2 launchers are one on each side, so it does kind of force you to move around if you want to get your maximum effort of torpedoes launched, right? So you do have to do some turning and burning. Torpedoes coming from somebody, maybe that cruiser, not sure. This Atlantico is being stubborn as well. And we still have their enemy destroyers still around here somewhere. We don't have the best concealment with this ship either. Oh, actually, it's pretty good, 5.5. I was playing with like the Soviet one or something earlier, where just concealment was just terrible, and I was riding that struggle bus with bad concealment on a destroyer. But this one's pretty good. Alright, Atlantico wants to come in and challenge us. There's their destroyer. Do get decent guns with this, so we'll take advantage of that here. Decent guns and decent health kind of make up for the awkward torpedo situation.
Smoke generator activated.
But some of those Soviet destroyers have pretty good guns too. We set him on fire. Let's see
Smoke screen set.
if he burns. We're gonna get it. I was considering, like, do I send torpedoes in towards him, or if he's gonna burn, because it looked like he had already used his damage gun. Oh, we got flooding on the Atlantico. That's where the damage was coming from. So the destroyer is not burning. So we triggered our sonar there, and it just saved my life, because otherwise we would have kept moving forward into those torpedoes. So we'll send some back at him. Just trying to take a guess, just based on where those came from and where he was last spotted, where he might be, right? So, then we'll go in and challenge him. We should be able to pick him up before he sees us, since we do have our sonar going. There he is, and he's got a tiny little bit left, so we'll finish him off with our guns.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Now these battleships belong to me. We will go. Well, we gotta get unspotted at first here. Since we had fired our guns, we're suffering the penalty of having fired said guns, right? So we'll use a smoke screen. We'll have one more after this.
Smoke screen set.
And we'll be able to kind of maintain this zone. So I'm shooting a little bit at each of them so that they don't steal our zone from us, right? So we're getting those defend banners when we hit them. And that'll keep the zone in our hands. So you don't get points while they're in it, but at least you're resetting the clock on them switching it to their possession, right? So you know, if you keep doing that, they'll never be able to get it. We'll use the single launcher, see if we can't get some torpedoes on this Jean Bart. And then our smoke screen, since it doesn't last very long, we're gonna have to start moving away from him since he's heading this way, right? Gnazenau is moving away. So we'll continue to pick on this guy here. Just trying to take guesses on like which way he might move. He's kind of focusing on the battleship that we're right by on our team, that's right behind us. So he's wanting to point, you know, his nose. A lot of these French battleships, they want to bow tank, right? They want to point at the enemies. And then they also have the guns mounted on the front of the ship as well. So he's looking at our battleship. So I was kind of hoping he would continue moving in that direction, but it looks like he wants to try and maintain and stay inside the zone, right? So he turned in a little bit and hit the brakes. We'll use our last smoke screen to help just kind of whittle him away.
Smoke screen set.
Triggered the fire there. And we'll use these torpedoes. He's most likely going to be down before they get there, right? Oh, we had him flooding too. Awesome.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
I wasn't sure if he had damage on that flood or not. Yeah. We do lose our battleship just because there were at the time there were 3 enemy battleships over here, right? And they were our allied battleship was the only thing for them to shoot at, right? So we got to figure out which way these guys went. We're doing awesome on points, but we're tied on ships, right? So they have 3, we have 3. So we do want to make sure we, at minimum, survive the next 5 minutes, right? They're in slower ships than we are. I can retake zone captures quicker than they can, so that's not a problem, right? But we want to make sure to just not be stupid and get spotted by a battleship when you're a destroyer, because, you know, we should have the early warning over them, right? We should be able to see them long before they see us. Trying to just decide. I think this was this an Agato? There's a Gneisenau still left, and then I think the other one was an Agato. But yeah. So just taking a guess, if he comes around this corner, we'll have torpedoes already on the way. But obviously, don't just fire everything. We're going to save some in reserve, and for when we do actually spot him. And then we'll have another rack. So even this middle rack, we'll have one more on the other side of the ship as well if we need it. I'm a little nervous. Alright, so the Gneisenau is over there capping B. Our destroyer, our other destroyer, is gonna take C, so then we'll still be up a zone on them. And then our job is gonna come down to figuring out where this guy is and trying to take him out and or keep him from getting our zones here. I was sure he was going to come around this corner, right, but he didn't. I don't know how long ago it was that he was spotted, but it looks like he's probably heading in towards... I mean, he's got the spotter plane out, and it's so close to us. I probably almost got spotted by that spotter plane. So, yeah, so it's moving towards A. So you can keep like an eye on the radar, or on the map, and you can see where their plane is going. So that's probably the direction that he is headed as well. Yeah, there he is. Somebody else picked him up, not us. So we'll swing back around and go and challenge him. I think at minimum, he's got quite a bit of health left. So obviously we'll try and get torpedoes on him, but at minimum we could at least, kind of duck and weave behind these islands here and just get some defend the zone, right? Keep him from capping it. That way we don't run into like a points issue with winning this game, right? So. We don't have our smoke screen anymore, but you can always kind of do a little cheap shot right as you duck in between islands with the guns, and that way he doesn't have enough time to react to turn around and shoot you back, right? Well, he's in range. We'll have to see. He is probably unsure where the hell we went. But so once we start sending torpedoes this way, he's going to know exactly where we are, right? So, or at least have that idea, right? But this is what I was talking about, so like right as we're approaching this landmass here, we're going to take a shot just to make sure he doesn't get the zone capture, because it's getting pretty close to being capped. I don't want to wait for my torpedoes to get there. So we get 4 defend ribbons, right? Those are good for earning credits and getting XP, so that helps you move up the leaderboard at the end of the game as well. So yeah, always a valuable thing to do. Just obviously don't do it at risk of losing your ship, right? So we're trying to stay unspotted here by kind of using this little ledge of a land here. And then of course he dodged our torpedoes. Part of that might have been just because we did fire our guns so he could see where the bullets came from, so he knew there might be also torpedoes coming from said direction, right? So smart move on his part, but we're going to make it difficult for him to get this zone cap away from us, right? And it looks like our destroyer is going to heading towards the B hole, right? B zone, to try and take that back from them. But he might run into the Gneisenau. That'll be an interesting thing to see how that plays out. But yeah, so we'll try and get this Samagi spotted. So if we can spot for him, our battleship should be able to shoot him now as he comes around the corner here. So yeah, there's no chance he's gonna take the zone now. So it looks like he's moving out. Oh man, the Gneisenau went all the way around. He's coming in to this zone now. Oh, nope, the Amagi's trying to stay in the zone. Okay. I mean, you got too many people, like, a lot of times when this is happening to me, I won't try and muscle it out in the zone because there's just no point. You want to do what's safest for your ship to keep yourself alive and in the fight, right? Because there's no way he's capping this zone. We'll keep triggering the reset on it. Between me and, well, our battleship just went down. But between myself and just myself now at this point. But we'll keep the zone out of their hands. Of course, now at this point, there's only 40 seconds left in the game. And then our destroyer is going to just barely get the capture back for zone B. And then, of course, we get 3 torpedo hits. That triggers high caliber for us. If only he were flooding, we'd be able to get another another kill out of this. These torpedoes aren't going to make it. You can see how long it's going to take them to get there. It said like 30 seconds or something, and there was only like 25 seconds left in the game. Oh, he does have engine damage, though. So if you didn't know, seeing those sparks coming out of their smokestack, that is, that's the indicator that they have engine damage, right? So our torpedoes probably would have gotten there to finish them off, but the game timer is going to run out, so that'll win us the game. We'll see where we end up on the leaderboard. I feel pretty good about that one, especially since we were getting all those defend banners. That's usually a pretty good XP earner. 21 of them. 118,000 damage, that's pretty good. Yeah, 3,200 XP. I'll have to check and see if there's a record out there for this ship or not. Be interesting, so maybe we'll post that if that's the case, right? Earned a little bit of cash as well. But this is the Caprice, you guys. Thank you so much for watching our video. I am trying to do a World of Warships video every single day, so see you tomorrow. Make sure to follow the channel so you don't miss it. We've got tons and tons and tons of other videos out there already. And now it is okay to actually like the video since you've actually watched it all the way through. Thanks for sticking with us, right? Of course, don't like the video if you didn't actually like it. That's how that situation works, right? Until next time, see you tomorrow.